Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the Bell 407. We have a 15 nautical mile flight from November 43 Braden Airpark in Easton, Pennsylvania to Kilo X-Ray Lima Lima Allentown Queen City Airport. Allentown is one of the cities that just got updated in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and it's filled with photogrammetry, so what better way to check it out than with a helicopter? Should be an awesome flight, so let's hop into the pilot seat and get started. So first things first, although I do fly real-life Cessnas, I am not a real-life helicopter pilot. I've never flown a helicopter. I have almost no idea how to fly one, so this should be interesting and also a lot of fun. Okay, we'll start overhead on the panel. We'll get our anti-collision lights on and our hydraulics on. We'll head down here, make sure our cyclic is centered, our collective is down, throttle is off. Back up to the panel and we'll turn on the battery. We'll silence that alarm here. Check out this ground guy. I'm not sure if he's going to come back. We're going to be starting up the rotor pretty soon. I'd like him to be clear. So next we'll head back up here. We'll get the boost transfer pumps left and right on. We'll do our caution warning light test. Everything illuminated. We'll check out our voltage, needs at least 24 volts, that looks good. Fuel pressure is at 0, fuel quantity, check. Phatic horn test, we'll press. Make sure that phatic mode is dark, then we'll head to the fuel valve selector, turn it on, and flip down the guard. And we're ready for engine start. We'll head down here to the throttle and rotate the silver disc there to idle. Then press the start switch. You're going to verify that the start is off before 50% NG. And there's that ground guy again. All right, we'll head up here to the generator and turn that on. Back down to the OAT voltage, check that, and that's 28 volts min, that looks good. Next we can head up overhead and turn on our avionics master, attitude gyro, and TB. With avionics on, we've switched to our headsets. I hear you loud and clear. How me? Alright, we'll head down to our throttle here and advance it from idle to fly. Our Garmin's ready, so we're going to hit enter, let that boot up, and get all of our frequencies in and get the weather. With throttle and fly, RPMs will come up and the RPM indicator will extinguish, but I do see we have a left fuel transfer indicator, so let's see if we could figure out what's causing that. I just love the sound of a helicopter spooling up. Okay, we'll turn on our strobe lights here. And looking at the switches, I don't see anything related to fuel transfer. We just have the left and right boost pumps. Let's try turning the boost pumps on and off again, see if that affects it. Left boost pump off, no effect. Back on. Nope. Right off, no effect. Back on. We'll check around the cabin to make sure I'm not missing anything else. My guess is it's related to fuel transfer from the front to aft fuel tanks. Although I don't see a switch for that, so I'm not quite sure how to change that status.
Lehigh Valley International Airport, Information India. 1251 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 12000 feet. Temperature 22. Dew point 17. Altimeter 29907. Arriving and departing runways 631. Visual approaches in use.
Alright, let's close my little window here. And we have to dial in the altimeter 29907. Verify that versus field elevation, it looks correct. We'll also adjust the other instruments while here, so we'll get the attitude indicator set. That looks good. We'll check the directional, and the whiskey compass is down here. And good, that matches. Turn on our landing lights, and we'll make our CTAF call. Braden traffic, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel departing the ramp to the southwest at 2500 Braden. And we're ready to fly. We'll ease the collective up. A little too much. A little too little. Whoa. Okay, back up. Turn left here. We're going to fly parallel to the runway over the grass. And we're kind of flying sideways, so let's rotate in the direction of travel. There we go. Now, I really wanted to stay in ground effect until we built up enough airspeed to get transitional lift. We didn't do a great job of that, but we're not too far off the ground at least.
Sean, at our 10 o'clock, about 3 miles out, you'll see the Frost Hollow overlook. It's a beautiful spot that offers a panoramic view of the Delaware River. You can imagine early settlers standing there, marveling at the vastness of the land. It's a favorite for hikers and nature lovers. Just don't look down if you're afraid of heights.
Alright, we're under the outer shelf of the Allentown class Charlie. It starts at 2,200, so we're going to remain at 2,000 until we call up ATC and request a class Charlie transition. We'll toggle over from CTAF to approach and make note of where the ident key is on the transponder in case we're asked. We'll drop a roller here to get our position. Allentown approach, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel, 5 miles southwest Braden, November 43 at 1,800, requests class Charlie transition to the west at 2,500.
Helicopter 812 Tango Hotel, Allentown approach, transition approved at 2500.
Class Charlie transition approved at 2,500, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel. Approach usually gives you a squawk code, but they didn't in this case. Alright, I can see Lehigh Valley International ahead to our right, so we're going to turn left and remain south of this road here to stay clear of its pattern.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Papa Allentown, Queen Airport at your 12 o'clock 6 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Have a good evening.
That Skyhawk's going to the same place that we are.
Sean, at our 11 o'clock, 2 miles out, you'll see the 1810 Gundy House. This charming building was constructed by John Sebastian Gundy, a brewer and businessman. It's one of the oldest brick homes in Bethlehem and offers a glimpse into early 19th century life. Imagine living back then. No Wi-Fi, but plenty of character.
That's the Bethlehem Golf Course right underneath us. There's Lehigh Valley International just off to our right there, so we're going to continue turning left to get some distance from it. We'll head towards these mountains here, and you can see that we've got live weather running with some low clouds starting to roll in and some rain off in the distance to the northeast.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Papa, negative radar contact. Please verify your squawking 4525 and your transponder is set to mode C.
When we arrive at Queen City Airport, we want to arrive on the opposite flow of where the traffic pattern normally is, so we need to know which runway is in use, and it's probably runway 25. So we can verify that easily by opening up a ForeFlight and seeing what the current weather is, and runway 25 is probably the runway in use. There's Allentown Yard just underneath us to our right. So we're going to turn southwest here and cross these mountains. That'll bring up ForeFlight. You can see the traffic pattern for 25 is left traffic, so it's to the right side of 25. So we're going to circle around to the left. This kind of looks like a football play. And come in on the upwind side of 25, all while remaining in that little cutout of the Class Charlie airspace where the non-towered field is.
Skyhawk 4 November Alpha affirmative, cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 31.
Okay, we're crossing Interstate 78 here.
Skyhawk 734 November Alpha Allentown approach. Roger, altimeter 299er1.
Allentown approach, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel. We have Queen City Airport in sight, request frequency change.
Helicopter 2 Tango Hotel, contact Allentown Queen CTAF on 122.7.
Over to 122.7, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel. Queen City traffic, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel, 4 miles west at 1,800 inbound, full stop, Queen City. Coming up on Emmaus High School. There's Emmaus Junction off to our right, and we're lined up nicely for the airport.
Sean, at our 12 o'clock, about 1 mile out, you'll see Boggart's Covered Bridge. This charming bridge was built in 1841 and is one of the oldest covered bridges in Pennsylvania. It's a favorite spot for photographers and history buffs alike. The bridge was named after the Boggart family, who were early settlers in the area. It's a lovely piece of history nestled in the Lehigh Parkway.
Emmaus traffic, helicopter 812 Tango Hotel, over Interstate 78 at 1,500 inbound for full stop, Emmaus. Alright, here comes the hard part, landing the helicopter. Wish me luck. So we've got a pretty good approach speed. Actually, we picked up a little bit of speed, so we'll bleed that off. Good descent rate. They don't have any heliports, so we're going to look for a spot on the ramp to set it down here. And I can see up by the fuel tanks there's a yellow square here on the ground, so we're going to use that as our landing pad. Easy, easy. Oh, a bounce. And we skidded into home. Alright, we'll get everything shut down up here. Alright, so it turns out that flying a helicopter is hard, and landing is even harder. You really have to anticipate what it's going to do more so than direct it like you do with a fixed-wing aircraft, I would say. Not that I'm an expert after flying a pretend helicopter for a flight, but it sure was cool. The Allentown scenery is just fantastic. Pretty much the entire Charlie appears to have photogrammetry. It extended all the way to Braden, which is at the outer edge of the outside ring. So I hope you enjoy realistic general aviation flying like this. If you do, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks as always for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.